Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I am Vévi. I am the relationship protector of our system and I'm very excited to do today's video. The topic is Meet Our System, an updated version, because a lot has happened since we did our Meet the System. Some integrations happened, some hidden alters appear. We just know a lot more about our system in general, and so we thought we'd refilm this one to give you a more clear view on our system. So if you're interested in that, then let's get started. So firstly, I'd like to tell you some general stuff about our system. So we were diagnosed with having dissociative identity disorder, or DID, in June, July or August 2019, so earlier this year. And for some of our ABOUTus, it was a big shock because they weren't aware of our ABOUTus. We were very devastated with not knowing what's wrong and not knowing what's going on, and just every doctors and therapists saying us something else and telling us different stories about what's going on. And so it was kind of a relief, even though for some it was very stressful. So our system at the moment consists of around 17 system members, or 17 ABOUTus. Even if that's the case for right now, it doesn't mean that it's the case in the future. There's always a possibility of ABOUTus integrating in the future, ABOUTus splitting, or hidden ABOUTus being there, we just didn't met at the moment, or ABOUTus being locked, or dormant ABOUTus. So there's a lot of possibilities that we don't know everything about our system, not only because we're quite new to our system, but also because as a system you kind of may never know what's going on. So that's about our ABOUTus. Also about our name, the pizza system, it was a suggestion my girlfriend made. And I really liked the idea and how she explained what this pizza is portraying. So the dough makes the base for our system, and each altar is a topping, and all in all together it forms the pizza, and also like all in all together it forms our system. And kind of I really like that idea. So that's why we chose pizza system as our name. Now when I talk about the ABOUTus in our system, I'll tell you their names, some features they have, I'll show you a picture, and if they are okay with sharing, I will tell you the disorders they suffer from. For that I won't go into detail, so if you're triggered by mentioning the name of some mental disorders, then I'm sorry, but if you're not triggered, I think it may help you getting a view on how different disorders can affect ABOUTus in the system, that not every ABOUTus is suffering from what another ABOUTus suffers from. Hello. I think I look very pretty with this makeup and also this off-shoulder shirt, but before, I think I don't have time to like change because our camera battery is dying as always. I just get on with that and enjoy being dressed up. So my name's Drew. I am male. I identify with the body's age kind of, which is 19, and I also am the main host of our system, which means I kind of front most often, but last days it's just quite a mess. I am not really fronting that often. It's more like we are super triggered because of Christmas, and just December, it's a month where a lot of ABOUTus are just very triggered, and it's kind of very traumatic for us, so I'm not fronting that often. Also, I kind of don't get to do a lot of videos, which is a little sad. I like doing videos, but also I am quite funny. I like to think of myself as funny. Also, I really hate living in this female body. I don't really like wearing makeup. I hate it actually. I don't like wearing like female clothing style stuff, but since I don't have time to change, I'll just get on with that and hope I can deal with it. So next to me we have a co-host, which is Hiyaa. She is female. She age slides between 19 and different ages kind of, which, so younger ages like kind of 7 or 10, 12, 14 kind of stuff. She is the core of our system. She kind of looks the most like our body, so she identifies with the body the most, but also because a lot of things are like she thinks she looks like, and then there are those small details that really throw her off. She's quite shy. She's very like quiet. She likes to be alone kind of, and she suffers from borderline personality disorder, and she's the only alternate system who suffers from borderline. Also, she suffers from depression and anxiety. So with anxiety, she mostly struggles with social phobia, which is very, very hard for her. Then we have Jake. Jake is male. He is 24. I call him old just because he really hates it when I call him like that. He then kind of likes to like nag me and stuff, and I really just like fighting and playful fighting, not like aggressive fighting, but more playful fighting. I really like doing that. And he's kind of like a social caretaker. He takes care when we were talking with doctors or therapists, kind of. He does a great job with being a social caretaker and makes it kind of easier to be around with like friends or family kind of stuff. Also, I think that he's kind of like my older brother, like I'm his younger brother, even though we kind of have totally different accents kind of when we speak. I think I have a different accent than Jake does. Jake loves to kind of speak in this, I think he kind of loves to speak in this very British English, like I know this and this. I really kind of didn't like that. Then we have AM, his boyfriend. He is male. He is kind of like 26 to 28. He's Japanese. He is the gatekeeper and primary protector of our system. He suffers from depression and he experienced some trauma which made him very, very protective and anxious around adults. And I think he became a lot more kind of social in our system because he sometimes like comes out of his office room in the inner world and goes to Jake and hangs around with him more often than he did before. Then we have Vévi, and she is female. She also identifies with the body's age, and she is our romantic relationship protector. So she kind of takes care of being in the relationship with our girlfriend. Also, she kind of takes care of some social activities with our family and stuff, but she's rarely fronting these days. I think that's because a lot of other alties are triggered, so she kind of takes care of them in the inner world. Then we have Blue. She is also female, but she is ageless, so she appears in a body of kind of like 20-year-old, and she is a self-caretaker. So if the body is very, very exhausted and just kind of all alters are super stressed, then she does things to relax the body. She does things to take care, like taking a bath or just things to relax, yoga or stuff like that. That's what she does. Then we have Rosy. She is the new integrated altie of Smora and Scarlet. She is female. She's kind of like a work cat girl thing. We don't know her age at the moment. She's very sweet. She loves pink and stuff like that, and she kind of suffers from anxiety, and she is our sexual protector. Since she's just finding herself, I won't talk too much about her because I think she's uncomfortable with sharing everything. So then we also have Joey. Joey is a trauma holder in our system. He is male. He's 16 years old, but sometimes he kind of age slides to other ages. He is autistic, so he is the only alter in our system suffering from autism, which is quite interesting, I think. He is suffering from depression, and he's holding a lot of childhood family trauma kind of stuff. Also, then Joey split later again into him and Zoom, and after he split into Joey, who he is right now, and Zoom, he's very, very depressed, but he has hope, and even though he suffers a lot and has a lot of pain, he is not as pessimistic anymore and not as frustrated of what the world did and what the world is doing to him. So that's quite nice. So the split was very, very appreciated from all of us in our system. About Zoom, we don't know like his gender kind of. He appears in a male form, but he mostly is like floating head, and his head is kind of, it appears male, so we say he is. Also, he doesn't have an age. He does not really have a body. It's more like a lot of like strings and fog kind of stuff. He mostly floats around. He's quite quiet in our system. He is hiding a lot in our system, in his room kind of, and he only comes out if he is very, very angry, and then he explodes and just destroys everything around him in the inner world and brings a lot of chaos and like instability to our system. But it happens quite rarely, and if it's not like that, he's very, very calm. He does not think that everything around him is real. He does not really connect to any senses like hearing, speaking, feeling and stuff. Then we have Ray. Ray is a little in our system. That's why I won't talk about them a lot. And they suffer a lot from PTSD. And they are very small and fragile, and they appear in the form of like fairy. Then we have Taylor. She's female. She is 20 to 22 and she's a Persecutor-Protector of the system. She looks a lot different than the body does, and that's why she suffers a lot from body dysmorphia, and it's just very hard for her. And now it's Christmas time and December, and it's a very triggering time for her. She is suffering from body dysmorphia, from depression, and she suffers from anorexia, an eating disorder. Then we have Slay. Slay is male, he's a workhead, and we don't know a lot about him. Then we have Jolly. Jolly is, even though she's genderless and doesn't have an age, she appears being female and in her 20s. She is a persecutor, and she has a East European accent, kind of, a little bit like Russian or stuff like that. Also, she does not know anything about this world, and she's very, very excited and curious to learn. I'm back. Now we also have Max. He was not really aware of himself being an alter, neither are we. So Max is male. He is, I think, around 20. He is very, very, very anxious. He is very shy. He's antisocial, kind of, and he suffers a lot from anxiety and OCD. He's very, very germophobic. He's super, super scared of getting ill, and we try to make him feel a little comfortable. And because it's winter season and a lot of people get ill, he is very, very triggered. And now lastly, we get to our littles, which are Sunny. And she is female. She is super cute. She has a bright, bubbly personality, and she loves to admire everything around her. She's in love with dinosaurs and everything fluffy and cute and pink and unicorns, and she's just super, super cute. And then we also have Edom. He was formerly known as Ghost in our system. He can't speak, he's mute. He is very, very anxious. He does not really go out of his place in the inner world to meet other alters. And I guess that's all about our updated version of our Meet the System. I know it's quite a long video and maybe it's too much for you, but I had a lot of fun filming it. I hope you liked it, and see you soon!